This is the third in our video sequence that we have here, our series on finding the tension within us so that we can do something about it. So we're going to talk about scheduling today. And it could be the last video we talked about posting on LinkedIn. So it could be your content schedule, or it could be just your schedule in general, that it might feel overwhelmed or it might feel too empty. Doesn't matter. We're just going to talk about your schedule. We're going to see where that sits in our body. And maybe you're not even writing on LinkedIn and this still apply to you, right? So your calendar, your schedule. And we can do something overall. Like, how do you feel about your schedule? Let's practice what we did in the last video, and let's do an exhale. You don't even have to breathe in, just exhale. Scan your body. We just said calendar. What's changed? Your schedule. What's changed in your body? Is there any place that you're noticing tension? Oh, I'm noticing some that's behind my arm, in the back of my arm. It was at your triceps, I guess. Noticing some there. And this is what I love about scanning my body and bringing things forward. There's things I noticed I didn't even think about. I just propped my heels on my chair, so that it's like, here's my chair leg, and I prop my heel right on there and put my toes down, almost like I'm ready to leap forward. So that is tension, but it's like tension that propels me. And one of the things that I also know that whenever I feel tension in my tricep area, or even in my forearms, it's normally forward movement for me to make something. I like to do things with my hands, and it's normally like, I'm here, I'm ready to go. And so I'm going to take that as meaning something good with my schedule, my calendar overall. But you might be noticing it a different way. You might be like, notice that your shoulders go up, or all of a sudden I'm noticing I have tension right here in my temples, or in your jaws, another place that you have it. Sometimes my feet grip the floor, and that's how I kind of know. And so whatever those happen to be for you, whatever you're noticing, there's no right or wrong. We're just noticing. We're not trying to say, oh my gosh, oh, my calendar is terrible, or oh, my calendar is good. Because if in my case, when I look at my overall schedule, this is my overall feeling. But now I can take it to an even deeper level. I can go through and I can look at, say, my family calendar versus my work calendar. I can do it from Monday versus Tuesday versus Wednesday versus Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, etc. I can even do it open up my calendar for the week, and I have this Zoom call. What is that? Do I register anything? Okay, whether there's tension or there's not. Maybe it is about a task that I wrote down on my calendar that I want to have. It's looking at your schedule, and you can go through any of the parts, and any place in there that you notice tension, then you can do the tapping like we did in the last video. So as a reminder, and I don't know if you can hear the car that's behind me. I'm outside my house, and so there's noise out here. I'm pretty much like, how do we do this in real life? And how do we feel okay with showing up? And that's what I've been practicing. And so what I'm going to offer to you in this moment is, how can you create ways that you can do this, that you feel comfortable doing it in front of anybody? So anytime you feel that tension or that discomfort, you have a method to help you. So in the previous video, we talked about tapping, and I'm out here in front. I don't care if people see me doing this, because I practice this. I know what the value is in it, and I'm just that comfortable in myself. It doesn't matter, but you may not be there. So what are other things that you can do that would help with your nervous system that perhaps are more discreet? So when you encounter this, you can do things and feel comfortable doing them, because that's a whole nother set of tension. So this tapping thing, it works best if you do it in your arms or your legs. That's the fastest way to get the most bang for your buck, the quickest result. So think about the ways that you could do it. Is it possible that you can tap yourself, like if you were, can't really quite tell, but if like I had my arm on the table, could I just do this quietly? It doesn't have to be make a bunch of noise or be like rat-tat-tat, you know? It could be just really slow and really simple. How could you do that to help yourself? Sometimes one of the tricks, if I am in a place that I want to be a little bit more discreet, is one, if we're all sitting at a table, this is awesome because I can do it on my legs. I can do it right now and you don't even notice it. Or sometimes if I'm standing, I can put my hand in my pocket and then I can lightly tap there. So, and sometimes it doesn't have to be boom, boom, boom. It could be just a once and then another time. Sometimes it's about how I move my, I talk a lot with my arms. And so as I'm talking, I can just make sure that my arms are bumping up against the rest of the part of my body. And that's a way that you can do it. Another way that you can emphasize, even if you're doing something that's really slight tapping, that's not really that noticeable on something, right? And the other way that you can intensify it. So if you feel like I'm doing it so discreetly that I don't know that I'm getting a result, you can tune into all your other senses. Do you hear anything? Do you smell anything? Do you taste anything? Do you see anything? And use those other sensations, your other senses, what other sensations that you can take in, and it'll help bring you back into your body, because you're bringing the external into your body. What do I hear? What do I smell? What do I taste? That sort of thing. And that can also help you. But this is a great tool to look at your whole calendar and see what it is. And if you get that well, now you can do a tapping and look at your calendar. And you're going to slowly, over time, have your calendar be like no big deal, because your nervous system is going to be regulated and grounded when you do it. If there's a particular appointment, you're scanning for the day and you're looking, is it this one? Do I notice tension there? Is that one? Do I notice tension there? The one that you notice tension, this is the one that you can look at it right now and do a tapping, or you can make sure that you figure out how you get a minute or so of tapping. Like even when I used to be on site working, I just go to the bathroom. It was not unheard of for me to, to go in there. You can close the stall. You're just there for a little bit. You can do whatever you need to do. And it'll help to regulate you. And the more that you practice this, just weave it into your ordinary day in life so that it doesn't feel like I have to set aside time. It's just something that kind of happens. The more that you do this, the easier it's going to be, the more regulated you're going to feel, and the fewer things are going to knock you off your block, as you're trying to move forward and grow.